All right, guys, as promised, this is my pressure washing setup that I've had for the past 5 to 6 months. January would have been 6 months. Took January off. It snowed here in Dothan, Alabama. It was cold, didn't really work. I don't think it really at all in January. But I started in August of 2024 all the way through December. Every month I was able to make 5,000, even upwards to almost 6,000. In December, I made a little bit over 6,000, about $6,200. This is my first ever business I've ever opened, I've ever done. Before this, I worked in a factory making plastic car parts. So if I can do this, anybody can do this. Here's the setup that I had. So this surface cleaner to do driveways, sidewalks, things like that. This is a Pressure Pro 18-inch surface cleaner. I believe it was $250 or $300 for that. The pressure washer I bought from Home Depot. Now this is not one of the ones you can just go in there and look around and they'll have in the store. I ordered this from Home Depot online. I was blessed and enough to already have a Home Depot credit card. So I ended up just using that Home Depot credit card. I bought this pressure washer. So it has the Honda GX 390. Has a good little, maybe a 1.5 gallon, 2 gallon gas tank. It is a belt drive unit. It's the Pressure Pro Eagle 2. And it's belt drive. Let's see. So this thing, I believe it was about $1,600, $1,800 for this pressure washer. It came with, I think, 50 foot of hose. That's it right there in the back. I ended up buying another 100 foot of hose, and then I bought one 100 foot of Flexzilla garden hose, and that's it. A couple of a new gun, a short gun. It came with that long gun there, which for me it was just way too long. So I bought a shorter gun, as well as I bought the I believe it's called the X-Jet. So it's a 5 gallon bucket. It comes with that hose. The hose goes into the end of your gun, and then basically you can pull chemicals, soap, whatever you want from that bucket through the gun and spray it onto the house. I never used that downstreaming. All I did for the past 5 months was just use the bucket and pulled my chemical through that, sprayed the house, let it do its work. You know, it did a lot of the work for me. It looked great. It started cleaning up the mold and mildew. And then from there, I just rinsed the house down. Same thing with the driveway. I would surface clean the driveway first. After I used the surface cleaner and cleaned the driveway, I would rinse the driveway, and then I would use that bucket, walk each section of the driveway, spray a coat of the SH and surfactant mixed up in there onto the driveway. That would help alleviate the lines and things like that. Any mold or mildew left down in the pores of the concrete that you didn't get from cleaning with the surface cleaner or the wand, the chemical, the cleaning solution would do the work for you and kind of clean it up. So that's it. There's not really a lot to it. I already had this trailer. I believe I picked it up from one of my buddies for about $600. So it was a great little single axle enclosed trailer. I want to say it's a 5x8, I believe. Bought some of these hose racks from Home Depot as well, so I could just hang my hoses up. Yes, I pulled the hoses out. I stretched them out. I hooked them up. I rolled them up when I was done. I hung them back up every single time from every single house. I would say that one of the best days I had in the past 5 months with this setup was 3 jobs in a day. 3 jobs in a day. I always start about 9 in the morning. I think I finished 4:30 or 5 in the afternoon. I was able to do 3 jobs. So 100 foot of pressure hose, 100 foot of water hose. I pulled those out, pulled the pressure washer out. I had me a little ramp, that board there. I would just roll down that. I'd roll it into the yard, hook up the water, hook up the pressure hose. I'd put the pressure washer somewhere where hopefully I wouldn't have to move it. Normally I didn't. You could, with 100 foot of water and 100 foot of pressure hose, you can pretty much get around the entire house as well as the driveway, unless it just happens to be a huge driveway or a huge house. But yeah, so this has been a great setup. I made 28,000 $710, I believe, something like that. From August, once the kids, so we moved down to Dothan, Alabama in before summer, and during the summer I was doing a sales job. I was traveling a little bit once a month for that. So I didn't start pressure washing until the kids started school in August, so August 8th or 9th. That very next day, I believe, I printed out some flyers, went out and started knocking doors, started getting business, and it took off from there. Before that, I went ahead and opened up a LLC. I went ahead and bought this and had this stuff all ordered and coming in and sitting ready to go from Home Depot. So like I said, okay, I know what y'all want to know is the price. Pressure washer, absolutely beast, absolutely great pressure washer. It's a 4 gallon per minute. So if y'all go buy you a pressure washer from Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere like that, most of them are going to be a 2.8 gallon per minute. Maybe a 3, or I don't know. But what you want is a 4 gallon per minute. So with a 4 gallon per minute, you can hook up to a water hose and still have enough water flow coming in to be able to handle the 4 gallons per minute and be able to, that's more volume. Everybody thinks PSI is more important, but PSI is not more important. The pressure is not what we use when we clean vinyl siding and clean houses and things like that. What we're using is the volume. So this is a 4 gallon per minute machine. I don't know if it says anything on there that's important, but it's a 4 gallon per minute. Great engine, great setup. Here's the pump. So that's what makes it a 4 gallon. Now, if this pump was ever to go out, you could upgrade to a 5.5 gallon, which is what my plan was or still will be. But with a 5.5 gallon, or if you get into a bigger machine, an 8 gallon per minute machine, you then have to have a buffer tank. So you'd have to have a water tank. You would have your water hose feeding into the water tank. From the water tank would feed this, because once you have a 5.5 or an 8, you're going to pull more water than a garden hose from a house will be able to keep up. So therefore you have the buffer tank. Some people even have a buffer tank with this 4 gallon per minute machine. But yeah, this video is getting to be a little long. If y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments. This is my setup. Stay tuned for the next video. The next video will be my $25,000 pressure washing trailer, which is sweet. I really want to show y'all that. Y'all are gonna love it. So stay tuned for the next video. Like I said, one more recap: $1,800 for the pressure washer, either $250 or $300 for the surface cleaner. I bought an extra 100 foot of hose, 100 foot of garden hose. All together, I want to say I was right at $3,000 for the X-Jet, a few different nozzles and guns that I played with and tested out. Yeah, some different soaps, things like that. Already had those brushes, already had a lot of little stuff. But yeah, if y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Like I said, this is all I had. This is my first pressure washing business I've ever started, first business at all I've ever started. And I made right at $28,000, almost $30,000 in just 5 months doing this. And that is during the August, you know, that's after the summer. That's when a lot of people are not, you know, most people, spring's really busy for pressure washing. In spring, everybody wants their house washed, their back patio cleaned, around their pool cleaned, getting ready for the summer when they're going to be out, sitting out there enjoying it. So for August to December, for me to make over $5,000 per month, for my very first month, I made $5,000. Y'all, I cannot describe to you how happy and how proud I am to be able to have done that. And not to just have done it once, but to continue to do it for 5 months straight. Super happy, super proud of myself. So yeah, y'all follow along. Like I said, $25,000 new pressure washing trailer will be on the next video, as well as my plans and goals for the year of 2025. Thank y'all. If y'all haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Like the video, share it. Yeah, any questions at all, leave in the comments. Thank y'all.